RAF Lancaster bombers. There are about 80 Lancasters in this picture alone. Normally, about 500–700 Lancasters were involved in a typical night bombing raid. August 1944. Operation Snezhawk, a military operation conducted in the USSR in 1954 in Orenburg to prepare troops for combat operations with the use of nuclear weapons. The Belgian stallion, considered the largest horse in the world in 1940, weighed more than 450 kilo. A Victorian device for trying on shoes. The salesman can only see the ankle. He can't look under the skirt and meet the lady's eyes. A Kodak K24 camera used by Americans for aerial photography during World War II. J. Orberg's wide limo. The youngest soldier of World War I, Momcilo Gavrić, 1906–1993, joined the Serbian army at age 8, becoming the youngest soldier of World War I. Before that, his grandmother, father, mother, 3 sisters and 4 brothers were executed by Austro-Hungarian soldiers. Autographs of Soviet soldiers inside the Reichstag, May 1945. Cunning of Soviet soldiers. During the Battle of Stalingrad, the Germans occupied almost the entire city and fired from buildings, closing windows with anti-grenade nets. Then Soviet soldiers invented a trick. They began attaching fishhooks to grenades. The grenades didn't roll down the net, but clung to it. After that, the Germans began to leave the houses in a hurry.
The king, who was at war with himself, King George VI of Great Britain, was at war with Germany, but technically remained the head of neutral Ireland, so he had to sign the credentials of German ambassadors. And in 1947, during the India-Pakistan conflict, George VI found himself at war with himself because he was the head of those countries. Public humiliation of an opponent of the Cultural Revolution in China, 1966. The Spanish flu, the most massive pandemic in the history of mankind. 1918–1920. Persistence is already half of what separates successful businessmen from losers. Steve Jobs. A saint who did not believe in God. Mother Teresa was a Catholic nun who founded a congregation of missionaries who preached love for people and dedicated their lives to serving the poor and sick. The Catholic Church even consecrated her a saint after her death. Interestingly, however, Mother Teresa herself did not believe in God, as she often declared. How Hitler prepared for his speeches. Rare photos. During the last plague outbreak in Manchuria, 1910–1911, the Chinese stored plague corpses in vegetable cellars. In such cellars, the authorities found corpses littered with cabbage, potatoes, beets, and carrots. The Chinese did not hesitate to take these vegetables to the bazaar to sell.